Hi folks, Skyfire Sage here with an in-depth beginner's guide to tackling the Skull Caverns. There's typically 3 reasons to go into the Skull Caverns, and we're going to be looking at 2 of those today, one very briefly and one as our major focus. The major focus is going to be just gathering resources out of the Skull Caverns, because the Skull Caverns has a lot of things that are hard to find in other locations or unique to the Skull Caverns. So we're going to be looking at the mechanics behind that and seeing what a run looks like at the end of the day. The other reason is to get to floor 100 for one of the various tasks the game throws at you occasionally that require you to get that deep into Skull Caverns. The two kind of work together because you want to get at least 100 floors into Skull Caverns when you're doing a resource gathering run anyway, so it's just going to work out pretty nicely that way. The first thing we're going to do is look at the tools that we need to make this run work. So let's start with our inventory. You'll notice time is paused. I am using some mods for this, but they will not impact the way the run works. I'm just pausing it right now, or if I have to stop to explain something. So to start with, you're going to want as high a level pickaxe as you can reasonably get. Iridium is best, but you want to have at least gold. If the run goes well, you won't be spending much time breaking rocks with a pickaxe, but you don't want to be wasting time in Skull Caverns. It's just not ideal. For a weapon, we've got the Galaxy Sword. This is kind of the standard mid-game weapon. Your first prismatic shard should be going to getting your Galaxy Sword. And you could, once you get that, you could buy the Galaxy Hammer if you want to for the more damage, or you can use the Galaxy Sword with increased attack speed. Whatever you prefer. I prefer the sword. We want to have a lot of bombs. I prefer mega bombs for the larger blast area. You may want the regular size bombs for a more controlled radius that you're not likely to get caught in. But for the money, I feel like the large radius on the mega bombs really helps, blast through some rocks. You'll also want to have a lot of staircases. More is better, but I recommend a minimum of 40. You'll also need a desert warp totem to be able to get to the Skull Caverns as early as possible. You don't want to have to wait for the bus. You want to get there at 6 a.m. or real close to it. And then you'll want some foods. You want a food of some variety that does not have any buffs associated with it for healing, so that you don't overwrite your buffs. And then you're going to want a food and a drink with buffs on it. Now, I have here triple shot espresso and spicy eel as my food and drink. Please realize that drink and food buffs do stack, so I will be able to get +2 total speed from the spicy eel and +1 luck off of the spicy, or 2 total speed from the triple shot espresso and spicy eel, and +1 luck from the spicy eel. You can also use ginger ale if you have access to Ginger Island for its luck bonus. And there are some other foods that are pretty good, like the pumpkin soup I have sitting here. Pumpkin soup gives +2 luck, which is great, and +2 defense, which is great. The enemies in Skull Caverns hit pretty hard, and extra defense can really, give you a little buffer of safety. But the speed buffs really are the thing I feel like that make this pop off. Now, for your actual gear, I prefer to have a burglar's ring and an iridium band. The iridium band combines the effects of a magnet ring and a glow ring and a ruby ring, and the 3 of those together are pretty valuable. Not the light so much, but the magnetism and the damage for sure. And the burglar's ring increases the odds of enemies dropping something useful, because a lot of the enemies have really good drops in Skull Caverns. For boots, we're using the space boots that you find in the regular mines. Just all the stuff that we have here is things you could have when you first open up Skull Caverns, assuming you got lucky with some iridium or to get your band and pickaxe upgrades from geodes or fishing or what have you. Now the other thing to look at is our skills. Most important is we want to have miner as our level 5 mining skill. +1 ore per vein is very valuable when going through Skull Caverns. You're going to be blowing open a lot of nodes along the way, and +1 off each one of them is pretty great. Gemologist is not going to help you during your run. If you want to go back to Gemologist afterwards, that's fine, but while you're doing a deep run, you want to have this. And then for combat, we want Fighter and Brute. Strider is valuable in that it gives 10% damage, but it also has 25 bonus max HP associated with it. And then Brute gives more damage compared to the other option, which is Defender, which gives 25 HP. Generally speaking, you're going to be better off killing things faster to save your HP than having slightly more max HP. With that out of the way, let's get started. First thing first, pop our Desert Warp Totem. Oh, I forgot to unpause time. That's okay. We'll do that immediately, and then we immediately want to drink our triple shot espresso and eat a spicy eel. And then we'll switch over to our sword, just in case we go down to the first floor and get swarmed. We do not, but this is a great opportunity to use our first bomb. We're going to blow ourselves up here, unfortunately. But the damage isn't that big. Saves us having to use a staircase, and we really, if possible, want to try to find the shafts that lead down deeper. Those are what's really going to make this pop off. If we can find some of those, we're not going to spend a lot of time on each floor looking for them or anything. Hate to waste a bomb like that. But if there's a bunch of rocks in one spot, we'll try to blow them up, rather than using a staircase. If there's not, then we'll staircase down to the next floor. This sucks. Hate floors where you start off trapped immediately. Alright, I'm going to heal up even though we've not really took that much damage. Very unfortunate to have that happen, but no help for it. Anyway, staircase and move on. Okay, that works. Bomb there. I don't know if that's far enough away or not. It's not. That's fine. Now, you can be kind of aggressive with the serpents when you knock them back. You can move into them. With all the damage buffs I've got stacked together on my gear and things, you can see that I'm pretty well two-shotting the serpents, 2 or 3 shots. Now these infested floors like this, we just do not want to deal with. We are going to staircase right past them every time. We don't want to spend a lot of time fighting. Oh, hey, there's a shaft already. I just didn't see it. Nice. Alright, before you drop in a shaft, check your HP level. Dropping in a shaft will cause you to take 3 damage times the number of floors you fall. So I just took 15 damage off that. Not ideal. But it's fast. The deeper we go, the better the odds there are of being iridium nodes. I'm just gonna... burn through some floors. Oh, treasure chest, what'd we get? An auto grabber, those are okay. You can buy those from Marnie for 25,000 gold, but getting one for free is not terrible. Game lag there for a second, didn't put my bomb down. There's a lot of rocks in this area, and I really want to try to get more shafts if we can. We don't want to waste a bunch of time looking for them. But when we have the opportunity, we should take it. Alright. So to simulate being in a multiplayer server, I'm only going to heal if there's nothing around to damage me. I can do so safely. Similar to what you would have to do if you were in multiplayer. And we drop down another 6 floors. That's great. Don't want to deal with this floor. I didn't mean to use 2 of those there, but so be it. Ooh, bad luck here. But we're going to get out in time, so it's fine. Yeah, when the screen goes weird like that, you're about to get swarmed by serpents. It's a bad time. We also blew the skin off an iridium crab there. Now, we're not going to bother with these little individual nodes. It's just much more valuable if we get very deep in the mines before we worry too much about doing much mining for profit. I've got a bunch of secret nodes junking up my inventory. This is a fairly new save, and I've not done everything yet. So we're just gonna pop over here. My coffees wore off. Let's fix that. Oh Lord, we are swimming in secret nodes today. Alright, I am gonna drop through this. And just pause time for a second here while we get rid of some of these secret nodes. Cool, so somebody's waiting for us. 2 of the same note. That's interesting. Didn't you know that could happen? Sam's liked gifts. The mermaid show one. Alright, let's get back to work. Kind of a lot of iridium right there. We'll just grab all of that real quick and move on. Bad luck. Didn't even open up a thing. Oh, because there's already a ladder. I see you, serpent. There's our first prismatic shard. And we're going to heal before we drop in those shafts. It's 1:40 in the afternoon. We're already on floor 54, making great progress. 3 floors is better than no floors. I think this is a staircase floor. Well, don't mind me just wasting staircases. Let's see. Pepper Rex. It's always worth taking a second and killing an iridium crab if you blow one shell off. There's our second prismatic shard. You've got about a 4% chance of getting a prismatic shard if you break an iridium node. So with the number of nodes we're going to be breaking, I expect to find probably 5 or 6 prismatic shards on this run. More is definitely possible. Especially if we get some luck. Ooh, we are almost dead. Didn't even notice. I see a shaft over there. Boop. And in we go. 4 floors. That's great. This floor looks... Oh, didn't see... Now, it's worth taking a second to talk about the iridium bats here. They are the strongest enemies in the cave. They do the most damage, they have the most health, and their drops are amazing, potentially. They drop some items that heal for just a lot of... I'm going to refresh my buffs real quick, so that'll also heal me quite a bit. They can drop elixirs of life that fully heal your HP. They can drop energy tonics that will fully restore your energy. Battery packs, iridium ore, iridium bars. Don't like these floors. This one looks good. Put that there and just run. There's our third prismatic shard. Should have used the staircase. Still should have used the staircase. Okay, found a shaft. Worth it. Yeah, there's that battery pack and life elixir I was talking about. 8 floors, nice. So that's got us to 79. We hate these floors. This one looks terrible. This one looks terrible. This one's got some potential. We like gold ore too. Gold ore lets us make more bombs. Heal some more. Definitely should have grabbed that ruby. Rip. Heal up before we drop down this. 4 more floors. Now it's worth noting I'm not killing any mummies as we go along. If you are going through here and you fight mummies, you can get solar essence, and then the serpents drop void essence. And then any gold ore you find, you can refresh your bomb stack if you need to. Anyway, let's get out of here. I see the ghosts coming, but they're not really very fast, so I don't really consider this being in danger. There we go. Jump in. 6 floors. That's more like it. Oh, hey, we dropped 6 floors because that got us to floor 100 for that secret note that we found along the way. Conveniently. Well, well, well. You made it, says Mr. Key. Come closer now. Don't be shy. I really like his character design. I heard you were attempting a deep dive into these caverns today. I had to see for myself. Impressive. Very impressive. Making it all the way down here is quite a feat. Although you did skip a bunch of levels by crafting staircases. Clever, sure, but not very honorable. Even so, it must have been a lot of work to mine all that stone, and that sort of dedication is praiseworthy. You're a rare one, kid. Now, go to the table over there and drink this special milk I prepared for you. So if you've never seen this before, this is the key quest to get to floor 100, and you get the iridium snake milk. It's a permanent max HP upgrade. The taste is awful, and the texture is even worse, but your health is permanently increased by 25. So, you know, pretty nice little thing to have. Good luck out there, kid. So at around floor 100 is when we're ready to start really slowing down our diving and looking around for iridium nodes. If we see a decent cluster like this right here, like we can get 4 nodes for 1 bomb right there. Then we'll blow them up, grab the ore. I see another decent cluster down here too. bat. We're going to do some inventory management because... Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't mean to hit organize. Very unfortunate. Let's fix our inventory up. Drop the dark foods. Don't care about those. We need our bombs back up here. Staircases, too. So we'll grab the regular bombs, and everything else is fine wherever it's at. Don't really care. And yeah, that's pretty much this floor. Let's move along. Oh, somehow we grabbed another weapon. Chunking up my inventory. You may have noticed I have a different color trash can over here. The steel trash can. Upgrading your trash can causes you to get back a percentage of the gold that you find as you throw things away. Or the gold value of things as you throw them away. 2 iridium crabs with 1 bomb. That's funny. Wasting a lot of time fighting on this floor. That's okay, though. Alright, and there's a shaft. Got to get to a position I consider safe before we heal. To be fair, you know. I definitely didn't want to drop into a hole with that little amount of HP. If I dropped the floor 15 floors, for example, and lost 45, it could have left me at like 1 HP. This is terrible. Not great. Nope. There we go. That's, what, 6 iridium nodes in one spot? 2 of them were crabs, but still. Crabs also drop ore. And we're just going to ignore the rest of the enemies. Coffee wore off. Nope. Now, if you're here looking for items, for example, the third thing that I didn't mention earlier, but that you can come to the Skull Caverns for, is looking for rare items, specifically. For example, if you're trying to finish the Community Center Year 1 and you need red cabbages, one of the ways that you can get red cabbage seeds is every enemy in Skull Caverns has a very small % chance to drop it. If that's your goal, then obviously you're going to want to fight everything. The mummies here, if you were not aware, can be killed with bombs. Wrong bomb. It's okay. Alright, and that's good enough. Another prismatic shard. Another prismatic shard. This floor is a prime example of why deep runs are so valuable when you're trying to farm iridium ore. Alright, this is a good time to heal. It's worth noting it's after midnight in game. I have no intention of quitting at this point. There is no real consequences to staying out to 2 a.m. that compared to the benefits we can get from staying in the mines a little longer. shafts. Three floors. Not gonna bother. Not gonna bother. Not gonna bother. Nope. Rip. Grab what we can, and then we're going to black out pretty much immediately. So there it goes. All right. So yeah, if you hit 2 a.m., the only thing that happens is you may lose 1,000 gold to whoever found you and puts you back in your bed. We're going to pause time. As you can see, my inventory is still completely intact. And if we go check my mailbox, actually, it'll even tell us who found this. Marlin found us, so I don't think it would even cost us anything. It'd tell us if we had lost anything. So, oh, didn't mean to unpause time. Let's have a look here, and we can go over our findings. 241 iridium ore is pretty good. 3 life elixirs that sell for 500 gold each. 5 prismatic shards. 23 omni geodes. An auto grabber worth 25,000 gold if you need it. A couple battery packs, various ore. 131 gold ore is not terrible either. 107 iron and 87 copper. 23 coal. I could have definitely got more coal if I, instead of having the hold on, the blacksmith profession, if I had the I think it's prospector is what it's called, where you get more coal from ore nodes, then we could have got even more coal than that. Plus, we still came out with 46 bombs, more spicy eels, I think, than what we went in with, and various other things. And this was a good run, but this was by no means a great run. I've definitely came out with way more than this. It just all of the shafts that we dived down, we found a decent number of shafts on this, but they were all short jumps, 3 floors, 4 floors, a couple of 6s. I think 8 was the biggest one. And it's actually a mathematical algorithm. The lower the floor you are in, the more ore nodes, or the more rocks turn into iridium ore nodes. If you get, I think you got to be about floor 500, but if you get down to around floor 500, then 100% of rocks that spawn will be iridium ore nodes. So it gets pretty nutty eventually. But yeah, this is a tutorial on how to do a deep dive in Skull Cavern. Last time I looked at the floor number, we got to floor 119 in one day. Not terrible. There are things you can do to improve this setup. First and foremost is bring more staircases. If you can bring a 100 staircases and just ignore the first 100 floors of the mines, then you can start off using your bomb stack probably about 11 a.m. at floor 100. This will dramatically increase how much ore you find. This setup was done to represent something that is more approachable for your first couple of trips into the mines. You may have to go in before this to get a little bit of iridium to get your upgrades and your rings and things, but it should be something you can do on your own without too much difficulty to set up. Another thing you can do to drastically improve your odds here, if you can get to Ginger Island, get through the volcano, then you can start getting the upgraded gear there. Just very quickly show off. One of my mods lets me look at every chest everywhere from any of my chests, so I have kind of a lot of stuff. This is my main Galaxy Sword. I actually bought a second one for this, and as you can see, it does about 30% more damage. The regular sword does 60 to 80. This does 78 to 104. Has the vampiric property so that when you kill things, you get HP back. Having that, having a powerful pickaxe, different things like that. Combining your rings so that you have more efficient rings. For example, being able to have an iridium ring combined with like a lucky ring for the +1 luck effect is pretty good. Actually, having that twice is probably the best thing. Or a burglar ring plus a lucky ring. If you can get 2 lucky rings is ideal. There's things of that nature you can do to really optimize the run if you want to do the best you possibly can. But again, the main thing, more staircases, better. I think that's going to be everything on this one. We just hit over the 30-minute mark. Sorry it's kind of long, but I wanted to do like a really good look at how this works. If you leave questions in the comments, I'll definitely see those and respond to anything. If you want to see more guides like this, leave suggestions for topics for this or other games. I play a lot of different stuff. And like, comment, subscribe. You know the usual call to action crap. Thank you if you've sat all the way through this. It means a lot to me. Have a good day, folks.